This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 591 for the week of Sunday, October 20th, 2019. My name is Zach.
My name is Steve.
And my name is Alex.
And on today's show, we have special guest. Her name is Jill. How's it going, Jill?
It's pretty good. Nice sunny summer day in October because it's 85 degrees in California.
We also have, you can hear him right there, we have Alan Ortega with us. He is from Telltale Games. You have a bunch.
Jackson. I work.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've worked at places. I worked at Rare, so I have pirate game stuff in my resume. I'm currently making a pirate game, so I'm very obsessed with pirate stuff and happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to have you back on. It's been a minute. It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
It's always what that goes into. Yeah, nice to have you back on the show.
Absolutely, thanks.
Yeah. And last but not least, he is our Patreon patron. And we got to meet him in Japan at our meetup at the Tokyo Tower. He is here. He is Dimitri. How's it going?
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Good. Where, for all those wondering, where are you calling in from?
I live in Europe, Belgium, and currently it's 5:33 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my god!
I'm a bit, so forgive me for not saying if I do not say very much because I'm getting a little bit
No,
tired.
it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna let you go in a second. Before we get started, there happened to be a lot of huge news. Like really in the last 24 hours, I think a lot of this just came out. So we have been getting this question forever, and I could say we genuinely did not know really the answer through the entire time. But the One Piece dub is finally coming back.
Guys, One Piece is back in dub form.
So Funimation announced today, which just happened today being the October 20th, also the 20th anniversary of the One Piece anime. And they announced for that occasion that the One Piece dub is coming back. And not only is it coming back, but they seem to be doing it like in, I guess, a speed up mode from what I got from the video with Justin Cook, I think, and Colleen, the voice for Luffy in that video that Funimation posted. So they seem to be doing it in like teams. So they're trying to catch up with the current material as quickly as possible. Is that what I'm garnering? I think
maybe that'd be cool. I'd love to see a One Piece simulcast, to be honest. I remember a couple of years ago, we were like, One Piece wouldn't work with that, but it seems that they're doing wonders with simulcasts these days, or simuldubs rather.
Simuldubs,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that happen, honestly.
I think it also, I mean, I know it's not on Toonami at the moment for lots of reasons, but I think getting it back on there, as a current day series is a lot more possible than it would be as it is at the moment in Punk Hazard. So they're up to like episode 570 something, I think, is where they left off.
I think so.
Anyway, they're starting the Punk Hazard arc. Check out more information about that. Funimation doesn't really have a ton more information about it, but I would check their website. They also had a special episode of their podcast to talk about that. Also, Stampede is coming out, and we are doing a very special we have a very special article out, including an exclusive clip on our website for One Piece Stampede, which includes a look at characters like Hancock and Apu, and several others. I'm trying to remember now. I looked at that. Oh, Bartolomeo. So you can check that out. We also finally put up all the listings we're going to be at. I'll say them quickly. I'm going to be at the AMC Empire 25 in Times Square on October 24th at 7 p.m. Ed's going to be at the AMC Barrington 24 on October 24th at 7 p.m. in Chicago. And at the same theater at 2 p.m. on October 26th. That's for the dub. Kelly's going to be in Philadelphia at the Riverview Plaza on the 24th at 7. In LA, Jill and Steve here, and also Maddie will be at the AMC Burbank on the 24th at 7, and at the AMC Universal City on October 26th at 7. And Alex will be at the Georgetown AMC at 7 p.m. on October 24th, and the Rockville Regal at 1 p.m. on October 26th. I'm just going to take a 3-hour break after reading that. No, I'm good. You can check out all that information on the website. And last but certainly not least, we're going to keep this open for another week. We've been getting a tremendous response from this. But just since I want to make sure we have Steven on for this too, because otherwise everyone's going to win. We're having our Stump One Piece podcast contest. The winner, thanks to Viz, will be getting the One Piece Color Wall Compendium Volume 2. That's Water 7 through Marineford. It's unbelievable. I just got mine in this week, and it's so cool. It's huge. It is huge, and that is a huge compliment toward it. It's great to see something
so huge.
So huge.
Just so huge.
It's really large. So yeah, you could enter that contest. We're gonna extend that through October. I think our next episode's on the 27th. We're gonna be reading your questions on the air starting that week, and that means we'll probably be announcing winners sometime in November. And so we're going to just be reading those in the trivia segments at the end of the show. So again, if you want to enter that, you could either send us all you have to do is send us a question that none of us are able to get. And if none of us are able to get it, you have a chance to win, either with the hashtag StumpOPP on Twitter or with that same subject header to our email address at onepiecepodcast@gmail.com. And thanks everyone who's entered so far. I've seen some of the questions. They are very creative and very cool. I'm looking forward to reading some of those. I'm sorry, all of those. So I think that's just about everything, unless I'm missing something big. There's been a lot of news this week. If you want to check out more news, it has been. We have more news, including pre-order figures and a lot more on our website at onepiecepodcast.com. I want to give a huge shout out to Kelly and Adil. Oh, there is one other big piece of news, and it's related to Stampede. And that is that we are doing a special Stampcast, which Steve dubbed the name for. A Stampede-based episode will be coming out this Thursday or Friday. It'll either be coming out October 24th or 25th. It's going to include an interview with Colleen Klinkenbeard, the voice of Luffy, and Alex and Steve. You both did that interview. How did that go?
Went great.
Horrible. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course it did. Colleen's awesome, and she's just as excited about One Piece as like the rest of us. So
she's a real fan.
Yeah.
It was fun to catch up with her because we really haven't spoken with her in a while, and just talking about the movie, talking about Luffy, just talking about the series. Look forward to that interview. I think it's a good one. And
we recorded it, like 2 days ago, right before the dub announcement. We don't have any information about that, but she did just apologize to us for not being able to mention it on the show, which is fine. And we love having her on. We've had her on a lot at this point. Did you ask her to predict the future this time?
We had questions similar to that, but
okay.
We weren't. Okay. But something akin to that. But next time, we'll see what she thinks is going to happen in the story next.
On this special episode, I think Steve, hopefully we'll talk with you a little bit about your thoughts on the movie since you got to see it at the red carpet screening, which is cool. We'll also have Greg's segment from that previous episode, the about Stampy. And we'll also have that interview. So look forward to that on the 24th or 25th. With that, are you guys ready to talk about the manga?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yay.
This is the Manga Recap, chapter 959, Samurai. You could read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out in Shonen Jump at shonenjump.viz.com or Manga Plus at mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp if you live abroad. So, why don't we get into the first page of this chapter? Alex, what's going on here?
Well, it's the next volume in Gang Bedge's Oh My Family. Inside the country, Dressrosa scarred by battle. And as we can see here, the Bedge family has now moved into our favorite location, Dressrosa.
Where they will remain forever and ever.
Yeah.
No, even worse. Our favorite location, the multiple levels of Flower Hill.
Oh God, yeah. And you can see the last vestiges of the bird cage still adorn the ground. They haven't had time to spackle over it quite yet.
My favorite part about this is how they're posed like a Final Fantasy battle screen. Right, exactly.
I wonder how many.
I just imagine
Flower Hill has.
Well,
I just imagine Beige's dialogue here, just like, look, everybody, it's a plot device.
Yeah. Here we are again. Any other thoughts on this first page?
Well, there seems to be some sort of commotion.
Well, what's going on also with Pez there? Is it like, what are we looking at?
A profile.
Is that what's going on?
It's just his nose, right?
It's the back of his head, so that's his hair, but it kind of looks like a little baby bird with a gangster hat.
Oh my God, that is what that looks like.
Oh.
I want a whole chapter about that guy.
Baby bird gangster hat. It would totally be an SBS.
Well, would that be like a team up thing with Lucy's like talking bird?
Like
a whole, like,
Tori.
Yeah. Like that seems like a whole side story they could do.
The birds of One Piece.
It's Karu and his whole squadron, and
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Yep. Yeah, we could get a whole crew together. Oh, about Big News Morgans, of course. Yeah, the whole group, the whole the birds of One Piece,
the whole flock.
Yeah, you have what is it? The Audubon Society presents the birds of One Piece. Took a very different direction than I thought it was going to go. Alex, what's going on in the first page of this chapter?
All right. Well, since in case you don't remember, 2 weeks ago, we sort of left our heroes in a weird place where we had no idea what happened to any of them. But looks like we have an answer. 2 days before the battle, looks like this is a flashback to Amigasa Village. This is part of Kinemon's speech. This puts our total manpower about 4,200. Well done, everyone. Use your remaining time to travel and prepare. Let us meet at the promised port. And we have all the Yakuza bosses on their smells saying, you got it, and cheering in their various locations. We've got Frankie at Itachi Port in Kuri saying, all right, folks, let's finish enough ships to carry 5,000 men. So there's another discrepancy, perhaps. And everybody agrees. You bet. Can you move all these ships to the port in time? We're on top of it, boss, Franosuke. And we can see what used to be a bunch of dilapidated ships now look pretty battle ready. Nice, shiny, and new. Love these ship drawings. Usopp mentions when there's a little map here too to give the reader a little bit of context. We're going to go meet up with our friends at Amigasa Village now, so we can leave on the sunny on the big day. Thanks for all the help. You guys are incredible shipwrights. The minks tell them, and Frankie tells them, "Don't mention it. Let's wind up and sock the Animal Kingdom pirates in the mouth." And that's
what a specific way to beat him.
Hey, let me tell you, all of them in the mouth collectively.
They only punch them in the mouth. I'll go in there punching people in the mouth.
That's a rousing pre-battle speech if I've ever heard one. And we get a little box all around Wano. Hyogoro is there, sitting on top of his tatami mats, to his elevated height, showing that he is indeed the Yakuza boss of old, and his underlings are waiting with bated breath. He says, "Ocho and the others should be hauling the katanas here from Ringo." And the rest of them are saying, "We're prepping with whatever armor we've got already. And we've got plenty of these weapons for export that we could use, assuming we can figure them out." So this is the first time any of them have ever seen a cannon before, which is interesting. Sort of harkens back to the early aughts of Japan, after colonization, which is interesting. And in the back we've got some prisoners that have one of them's got an old school hacksaw, and perfect for chopping down trees. I got a rock. And and you've got some pretty cool looking prisoners there. You got some dude who's got the coolest beard I've ever seen.
Yeah, that thing goes up and down.
Yeah, and all around. And that's it for this here page. So,
Steve.
And our next page, we got a very pensive man who's just, I feel like there's so much force going into his brow about how nervous he is. I don't get gathering too early or it might draw attention. I do enjoy the mustachioed man in the back as well. And then we get like another little diagram of Wano and the Habu port, and it says, the morning of the big day, the Shogun's procession will go from the capital all the way to the harbor. So once they leave Onigashima, the fire festival begins in the capital, and no one will be like paying any attention to us. And then, is this one of the named dudes again? Yeah. Sorry, folks. I don't remember these people's names anymore.
I don't think any of these people have... Oh, the ones in the middle panels?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You're right. They do have names.
Honestly, I think Oda should get like some sort of like world record for like most characters per page per storyline, because he just lays on character after character. I can't even keep up, so I feel
yeah.
They're the Yakuza bosses, I know. I'm trying to remember their names or see if I could find them. Yeah, you could continue, and I'll see if I could find them.
But Whiskers here, he says like the best timing would meet at the second hour of the bird, just before sunset. Yeah, when it gets to the second hour of the bird, we could drink again. Then we see a bunch of minks, some familiar faces from Zo, including the female reindeer Chopper had the hots for. But they say like, oh, yammer, but the Shogun still has officials hanging around back in the mainland, yammer. And then one of the other Yakuza guys says, be cautious. All is like from start to end. Don't let them report about us Onigashima. And they're like, yeah.
So Cat Face is Omasa. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find the rest as I go along.
Thanks, Zach.
But all the way back at Amigasa Village in Kuri, we get Hitetsu or Kitetsu. Which one is it again?
Hitetsu. Hitetsu is the sword.
Kitetsu?
No, Hitetsu.
Hitetsu. Yeah, I was right the first time.
Kitetsu system.
No
system is a man.
Yotape is the guy who's a gourd shaped head. Anyway, go ahead.
Good to know.
No,
I've already forgotten. Pretty much someone says like, wow, we could use all this stuff, and Hitetsu says, of course, as he sits perched on a rock. They're going through all his collection of samurai armor, and Chopper says, "We," or at least that's in the background there. He says like, what an awesome helmet. I'm going to show this to Usopp. And Brooke says, we'll be samurai warriors, yo, as just a bunch of gleam in their eyes, except for Brooke, he doesn't have eyes, as they're going through this collection of armor. And we get a close up of Luffy now donning a helmet. And he says, "Kaido, if he tries to stop me, I'll slice him in two." And Brooks is like, "I cannot imagine losing now." As we see a cool panel of them dressed up in samurai garb, looking awesome, looking like a color spread without the color. And we finally see Carrot for the first time in ages, or at least first time she's had dialogue in ages. And she says, "Chobro, you look so cool," as Chopper really is trying to look as badass as possible.
By the way, Carrot's only there to be Chopper's wingman slash groupie,
Emotional
I guess is
support rabbit.
It's her.
Those are two totally
Carrot's
different
the
things.
Carrot's the emotional support rabbit, right?
How big is that sword for Chopper? We don't see it, but it has to be taller than him, right? Like,
It is dragging on the ground for sure.
Definitely.
But emotional support rabbit, yeah, I get it. And Robin being Robin acting like your mom when she helps you dress up for Halloween. She's like, "Oh, you look so cute. You look like little horn beetles."
God bless her.
oh, crap, taking pictures.
Yeah.
Actually, I do
Mom!
wonder if Chopper's. I do wonder if Chopper is wielding a Wakizashi.
Oh,
that's like
yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be good, just for being able to use it.
Yeah.
I know it must be hard to walk a Sashi with
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
whatever the
Get
hell you
out
just
of
said.
here.
Oh, you got to do like Wakizashi point or something. Like,
He's already in Wakizashi Point.
And then Sanji is talking with Zoro. It's like, "Why don't you put on some of that stuff?" And Zoro's like, "Nah, it'll only slow me down." As he's just sitting prominently with his new sword Enma. And Sanji's like, "Yeah, that's why your bounty's lower." And Zoro takes notice of that, and he just says, "Enma!" And he slices off another piece of the same cliff. And Sanji's like, "Whoa, hey!" It's like, "Watch it." I was like, "I will end you." And Nami's like, "What do you two think you're doing?" Just chewing them out. But I just like how now Zoro's new rebuttal is just, "Yeah, well, Enma." It's his pocket sand.
We're destroying Wano one slow slice at a time.
At this rate, yeah.
All right, and then we turn back to Robin talking about how it's winter at the entrance to Onigashima, and Carrot's like, the seasons are sharply different all over Wano, but because they're minks and they have the coats, they can handle the cold. And they talk about the Musketeers are like, the climate's less of a concern than the weather, and the weather's important because it needs to be a full moon so they can use the Sulong forms, and if it's covered by clouds, then they can't see the moon and get that power. And then we get a super cute panel with Nami and her furry friends with some Garchu. Wanda still wearing Nami's outfit. So she has not changed in however many days it's been. That's great.
So, to be fair, dogs only usually bathe every few months, so you wouldn't expect as such.
That's good to know. Definitely glad that all the minks definitely smell great as they rub themselves against every character.
That's how they keep their oils together. I mean, dogs are just as disgusting. So, and I love them, so it's fine.
I mean,
that's what I'm gonna say.
Most of the world of One Piece probably is pretty ripe. Like in reality.
Yeah. Doesn't Zoro bathe like once a week, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, Luffy, if he's lucky.
They're a bunch of stink children, and that's fine. We just have to accept that and move on.
That's why we don't smell this manga. We just read it.
Oh God! If there was like scratch and sniff things on every page, that'd be terrifying.
I don't want the 4D One Piece experience.
Right.
Smell-o-vision.
Where it's like, instead of like the character smelling like roses, I'm like, "Oh damn, Luffy smells like a sock."
Like a hamburger you left in the back of your car for a week.
A rubber sock, yeah.
Yeah, burning rubber pretty often, to be honest. And then, Wanda just keeps talking about how turning Sulong depends on luck in the moment, and it's important that Cat Viper and the Guardians arrive. And remember, we left Cat Viper with Marco, and that's basically the last we've seen of him, so we don't know what's going on with that. And meanwhile, Chopper looking. Even in the background, he is adorable. He is absolutely swamped in that outfit. He's like, "Oh, what's the matter, Luffy?" As Luffy looks into the distance with a pensive look, and it's so important because he's thinking of the most important thing right now. Jinbei isn't here. Big Mom's here. Where is Jinbei? Even though he was the one who helped us escape from her.
I like how it's definitely not the way Luffy is talking, but suddenly he becomes like really, really petty about it.
I like to think he's just like, this is bullshit. Where is Jinbei?
Because that's what we're all thinking.
We get a flashback to the scene where Jinbei took off from the crew, and Luffy reminded him that he's his captain and that he's better be waiting, or he better show up because they will be waiting in Wano, which is where we are. So where the hell is Jinbei? And Luffy's like, he made up his mind. He joined our crew. Meanwhile, we got Zoro over here. Be like, yeah, we'd be happy to have him. There's still time. I'm sure he'll come if he's alive, which is such a great attitude to have. Thanks, Zoro. Definitely helping my nerves here. And
my gentle
nerves. Like, yes, he's alive. He'll come. Thank you, Luffy. That's what I need reading this. I'm emotional about this page.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, I'd say, just because this is basic Oda reminding us, don't worry, I didn't forget about Jinbei.
Yeah, I'd be more worried, and I mean, up to this point, I guess, but I'd be more worried if we had not heard about him, since he was supposed to meet us here. And if he just like never came up, I'd be concerned that, you know.
I wouldn't worry, guys. He's not like he's like this random female character that changes personalities when they sneeze. He'll come through again. He'll be back.
When they sneeze?
I'm making a lunch reference from Dragon Ball.
Oh, I forgot about lunch.
See, you only proved my point.
Just like Toriyama.
Yeah.
Although Tao Pai Pai too, right? Anyway, I'm not saying he's like Jinbei.
I think his character arc was long over.
I think Gin is Lun.
Yeah, Gin is the closest for One Piece as far as we know.
Gin's gonna arrive in Wano, and Jinbei won't, and that's just how my life's gonna be.
No, I wanted Gin to just show up and be like, "I'm returning the favor. I'm here to help you, Sanji. Thank you for all you did." And I just want Sanji to be like, "Who the hell is?"
Who's this guy? And then he just gets his ass kicked immediately. Ebisu Town, outside of the flower capital, as we turn the page, we see that, Ushimitsu Kozu, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is the thief that everyone was blaming Yasuie as being, but we learned was not. Anyway, he came by, and we also haven't heard of any thefts in the capital, and but I haven't heard. Still hears someone else is giving gold, or someone has gold. Oh, got gold from Ushimitsu Kozu. He's Robin Hood. I'm just recalling all of this plot device now, because there's a lot going on. Wano's a big arc, lots of characters. We've discussed this already. Anyway, we got random guy with a bad haircut here showing that, look, I got 3 pieces of gold. And saying, look, we can't take part in the fire festival tomorrow, but I could buy some water at least. And then here comes everyone's favorite character with the lion belly, Hold'em. And he's grabbing a kid, a guy, I don't know, because, you know, it's One Piece and sizes on people are different. I'm going to assume it's a kid. A kid with a bad haircut.
Grown man.
Yeah, it's an adult.
An adult
with a bad haircut.
And he's saying, oh yeah, you think you're getting water? Well, anyway, he says, yeah, we burned down the bandits' mountains, but they didn't come back to get their vengeance on us yet for some reason. So, you know, the crops at the farm are still being stolen in huge quantities, and that's kind of weird. So just to kind of catch myself up here also, if I recall correctly, they went over to burn down he has so many different names. What's his name again? Starts with an S. The one whose head looks like a mountain. Shutamaru. Yeah, thank you. Shutamaru's little base, which was, as we recall, instigated by Kinemon. So they burned that down in order because they thought that's who was stealing the farm supplies, but obviously not so here. Anyway, Hold'em is trying to figure out if this kid man knows anything about it, and obviously he does not, as he shakes him upside the head and says, meanwhile, I think it's the same random guy is thinking, they say the samurai are prepping for a big raid. I think he's whispering here. They're all whispering to each other. Or they're speaking like Garfield does. It's one or the other.
It's actually just telepathy. They haven't introduced that yet into Wano, but it's there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but this series doesn't have enough big concepts as it is.
Only in Abisu Town. And could that be
what
what's
happens in
behind all
Abisu
this?
Town?
It's telepathic.
Stays in Abisu Town in our minds.
Yeah, keep them in your minds. Anyway, they think, could that be what's behind all this? The samurai? And in that case, we can't have them figuring out anything. And the other guy is like, what should we do? They all have terrible haircuts. I can't stress that enough. And Hold'em says, what are you whispering about over there? And here comes Otsuru, who is also known as Kinemon's wife. All that makes me think about is those articles where, people are introduced as the wife of. But here's Otsuru, one of my favorite character designs of this arc, I will say. And she says, look, don't hurt anyone. I'll show you what's going on here. And everyone's like, oh no, it's Otsuru. And Hold'em's like, show me so you know something. I could put 2 and 2 together here. And Otsuru says, you'll see if you'll just follow me over this way while I distract you. She has a little bit of an inner monologue here thinking, do they have so many people that they need that great of amount of food for them all? Or are you here in Wano somewhere, Kinemon? I was stunned when I saw Kikunojo. Oh, so she recognized her. And she thinks to herself, I'll handle this. I won't let them find you. I'll just bring back bring us back to the Kozuki days. And on the bottom here, yeah,
it's like Happy Days.
Those Kozuki days are yours and mine. Kozuki days.
And it's Kinemon in a leather jacket going,
hey.
Anyway,
Kinemonzi.
But to be fair, he was punk back in the day too. He had the blonde hair and everything.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
He is the Fonz of One Piece as far as we know.
The Kinemons.
Jesus.
I'll write that one down too, but I won't like it.
Fodder. Just giving you fodder. That's all I'm doing.
Fondue. Anyway, they all talk to Otsuru and say, no, don't sacrifice yourself for us. It's all right. Our dream of stuffing ourselves full before we die has already been fulfilled. And Otsuru is taken back from this, and Hold'em is confused by this.
It's so funny to me that they're just yelling, don't cover for us! Just like really loudly. That's not usually.
It almost sounds like they want you to cover for them or something.
Alan.
So yeah, the next page, it says the night before the battle, and we have 3 people with wings who I don't remember. Have we seen these characters before?
So
I don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're all sad people. So the names should be pretty easy if we could figure out what kind of animal each of them are.
Well, it's Butterfly Lady or Madam Butterfly.
Madam Butterfly. There you go.
A bird dude.
King Butterfly.
No one suspects a butterfly.
I was thinking eagle.
Hawkman. Eagle or hawk, yeah, Hawkman. And that guy is just man, I bet you he has like a bird
on its chest.
Yeah, like a bird.
Something.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going, Alan. Sorry.
So yeah, they go, there it is. I see it, all right. And then do as you're ordered, says somebody off screen, I guess. And then it cuts to Kuri Beach, where we see is it the Thousand Sunnies? It's the second ship, right? I always forget the names between the two.
Yeah.
Is that right?
You got it.
So, we see that kind of tucked away in a little enclave on the side of the hill. And they say, well, all right, if you want it done, then that's easy enough. So they drop a bunch of bombs on it. Is that right? Yes. Can
I
we
think he's
confirm that?
holding
Okay.
a cannon.
Ah,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, because they don't really show. Yeah, okay, I see what you. Yeah, it's
Because one is holding the smart
Okay.
snail, and
right.
the other two seem to be holding weapons. So yeah, I'm assuming that's that's the Shogun Orochi on the other end.
Mhm.
I'm assuming.
Right. So then it cuts to somebody with a map saying, "Just do as I say," and then a diabolical laugh, which those are always good to hear at this point in the story. And then it cuts to, it says the bridge between Kibi and Udon. Then we have another explosion destroying the bridge. It says, "Are you sure this bridge is vital to the area?" Which, fair point. Then we continue on a series of explosions, which always good to see at this point in the story. Let's see. When this is over, we'll rebuild it, they scream, as they cut to the bridge between Ringo and Hakumai, which, man, this is... Can you guys refresh my memory on this? These are all, I guess...
Ringo's the winter island part of Wano, and
Okay.
Hakuma is the autumn part of Wano.
Gotcha. So they're trying to, cut everybody off, I'm guessing, at
Yeah.
this point, because they're all a bunch of little villages connected by these bridges, so that kind of helps their efforts in that respect. Okay. Yeah, this is a particularly... I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with this story at this point, but I think
it's a dense chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been one of the more dense arcs in a long time too. So I'm kind of I think reading it weekly versus sort of binge reading it in the graphic novels has been pretty tough for me to keep up with it.
You and us both. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm sorry to get off topic here, but I do appreciate the show as a way to kind of help sort of recap things and really process what's happening, because it can be really hard to keep up with sometimes.
No, of course.
So yeah,
it's fine to be off topic too.
Right. So yeah, the bridge between Ringo and Hakumai gets destroyed as well, and everybody freaks the hell out about it. Look, the great bridge that connects the regions. Mutter, mutter, mutter. Just more muttering. Why is this happening? Now we can't cross to the other bank. And then we cut to, what is this guy's name again? The dude with the gnarly teeth?
Orochi.
Orochi. Okay. Yeah. So he was the one previously diabolically laughing and sort of marking out their plan of attack on the maps, screaming next. And then it cuts to the Itachi port, Kuri. None of these ships can sail now. Very good. Mwahahaha. So lots of...
I hope that's his laugh.
And with my nasal deadpan, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I hope it's a super deadpan.
Funimation, get at me. I can totally do this.
It's back, so it's open season now for Orochi. Yeah.
I went to high school with somebody that works over there. I will make that happen.
Make it happen.
All it takes.
All right.
Right.
Dimitri.
Okay. I still have not seen the samurai for myself, but were to believe they were here from 20 years in the past, or that burning castle, hard to believe without seeing their heads in person. Hard to believe even with seeing them, I imagine. So it's hard enough to get my vassals to believe, and that idiot Yasu had to go and make it worse. He made it out to be a joke, but the intel is solid. Consider my words to be announced at your own peril. I have the power to act upon. If I cut off all the routes to Kage Port, what will you do then? 4,000 men, very impressive, but no one of them will ride there. And you see all the islands cut off, currently. Hear me, Akasaya Ghost. You would taste despair of being utterly alone in the world. You would not even have the chance to attempt your revenge. And then it goes to presently to Kageport Udon.
Yeah, I have a feeling somehow we're gonna hate him even more than we do right now. When things are said and done here. So we go to the next page. And we see the Akazaya ghosts, who are very much alive and trying to pull up this boat that Dogstorm was originally trying to pull up here. And is this Momonosuke saying, "Stop this all"? Oh no, this is Kinemon, I'm guessing, saying, "Stop this, all of you. This is nothing but suicide." let us turn back. Oh no, this is Momonosuke. I'm sorry. It's a little confusing because there's no what do you call it from the word bubbles. Yeah, so Momonosuke is trying to talk them out of continuing this futile attempt, basically, to wage war on Kaido. And Kinemon explains that if we let this opportunity pass, the next chance will not come for another year, when we cannot stay in hiding any longer than this. Our control over Udon will be revealed soon, and Kaido will then send his entire army to hunt down all of the rebels. So the rebel scum. And Momonosuke here starting to cry. Kinemon, it's hard to tell how much is the rain and how much is him actually crying at this stage, but I assume it is a mixture of both. And Kinemon continues, there's only so much food we could steal. Surely you have heard about what happened before we left Kuri. The people of Okabore town, believing in our plan to go to battle, took responsibility for our crimes, and the village was burnt to the ground. My wife was among them. And we zoom into his mouth there, and then out to see the waves, the Wano waves. Let us do this, Lord Momonosuke. Would you command us to flee and no further shame? And Momonosuke says, what happens to me? And Raizo says, we want you to live, my liege. Fine, Lady Hiyori. And Momonosuke continues, you cannot do this to me. And Kinemon says, look, your Lord Father started out alone too. If we hadn't come across Lord Odin, Shutamaru continues, and we see Kiku or Kikunosuke. What's her full name? Kikunoko? Nojo. In her full garb. And I am assuming this will be red, because this is definitely drawn in a lot more. We had that discussion last time. As lightning seems to be striking and thunder rumbling in the background here. So if we hadn't come across Lord Odin, Kanjuro continues, we would never have become proper samurai. We were all untested youth. Sorry. Alex.
Which is why, to the very last moment, we wish to be Lord Odin's samurai. And there's this, as Shinobu is holding back a bawling Momonosuke, and there's this amazing panel of our samurai with a kaklang as we slowly fade off into a much awaited flashback. The resolve on Kinemon's eyes dissolves into a lone silhouette giving a speech. Listen up, people. Our centuries of isolation are deeply tied to the Kozuki clan's existence. But eventually the time will come. Bang, 39 years ago in the Flower Capital. So we see a panel of the Flower Capital. It looks relatively unchanged. The world will begin to shift. And before it does, you must open Wano's borders. And now you know that we're in a true flashback because the borders have become black. The borders of the panels have become black. We are in full flashback mode, people. Hide your daughters. Hide your wives. Close up your shops. Hide your livestock. Okay.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
That's right. I couldn't help but think of that way.
Either that or AC/DC TNT lyrics.
Lock up your daughter. Lock up your wife. Close
Kozuki Odin's back in town.
All right. You guys know the song.
Cause I'm Kozuki. Oi. Why does that guy keep saying hey a lot?
He's trying to get everybody's attention. So everybody's you hear a clank clonk, but a musical clank clonk of the geta as everybody is running for their lives. This poor unassuming pig has no idea what's going on.
That poor pig. Look at that boar. Look at that boar's face on the right of that panel.
Yeah. The boar knows what's up. The pig is oblivious.
The boar has been through this before.
Oh no, not this guy. Oh god.
Yep.
Lock up your pigs! Lock up your boars!
I'm writing that one down.
And in the capital, one man was the talk of the town. Yes, that's right. Bebeng, Kozuki Odin has returned. Odin says,
he's gone anywhere.
Oh, well, he must have failed at sailing off again. Why don't you die already?
It seems a little harsh.
Yeah, and we see some priests who are trying to
wait, do those Oh, I thought the guy on the left was a priest with a gun.
Yeah, but, same.
I don't think that is. Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
On the left? Actually, that does look like a gun.
Does he have a gun?
That is a priest, right?
Well, no,
there's like a priest.
On the right is the priest because he's wording him away.
Right.
Yeah. But he says, I'm feeling crushed to death. It's too cramped. We finally
have his catchphrase, folks. That's his catchphrase.
That's right. I hate Mondays.
What a great cliffhanger that would have been.
So we finally get for our first real a slighter glimpse at what Odin looks like. You see his two swords strapped to his belt. He's wearing a tsuna, which you might recognize from Sentomaru wearing them, and that the tsuna are basically a way for Yokozuna to show their rank. So it's very possible that Odin is also the Yokozuna as well. And from the silhouette, it appears to be that he's wearing a gasa, but I think it would be super funny if he just has a really flat head because it's One Piece.
You can't. That's honestly completely plausible with the series.
Yeah. Or like a mushroom style haircut or something.
I
like
think
that.
a haircut.
Yeah, I see that
thinking.
the most. Yeah.
No
one
one else
else
has
is
a
wearing.
big
Oh, no, that's
shroom
not true.
growing out his head.
His
Anyway,
robe
this
is
is One
so
Piece.
short. Look at the panel of just like his hairy legs.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
He must be a rugby player with those thighs.
Who likes short shorts? Odin likes short
Odin.
shorts.
Look at all them hot pants. That's the end of the chapter.
Yeah, that's chapter 959. So yeah, Odin's back in town here, and let's go through this chapter. Alan, why don't we start with you? What did you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying earlier, I'm still at times struggling to kind of keep up with all the different threads that Oda's constantly laying down. But I'm also super impressed by how he manages to like layer new characters with similar themes to other characters, and sort of the through line of One Piece being about sort of the repeating pattern of generations influencing each other and putting them on paths to kind of repeat a lot of these same conflicts. So it's really interesting to see all the stuff that's just evoking arcs from like hundreds of chapters ago, but still feel fresh and new and sort of like reinforcing the series' overarching themes. So it's really cool to see, like, once again, all these building blocks for this Wano arc slowly start to really form a better picture of where it's going, and always doing a great job of sort of building that tension up into a crescendo of insanity as the major players get closer to colliding. So this is the part of any arc of One Piece that I start really getting into, just because the final picture of what this was all building towards is starting to get clear.
Dimitri, what did you think of this chapter?
Yeah, it was a good chapter. We finally got to know what happened. Overall, it's very good. I love the Luffy samurai armor that he wore. I think it's also the one that appeared in a color spread of chapter 310, I think. I think you'd rather.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, because it's that same. It had the Kazuki kind of. What's that called? It's the Suru. It's the crane. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good.
That's super cool. Good pull there. Yeah.
That's a good eye. Yeah. Wow, that's the same armor.
Yeah. Anything else, Dimitri?
Yeah. About the Orochi's plan, I think it was pretty good plan, but I do not think it was like a enormous good plan that it would ruin their plans. I think I think this could be. I think there's an easy solution to this problem that they get over it. I think. And yeah, I'm glad we're finally getting to see the Yuki Odin flashback. I expected it to be during the climax of the battle, but this soon I didn't expect. So I'm wondering if this. I want to know why. So I'm very curious to what's to come.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for the rest, pretty good chapter.
Yeah. Jill.
Yeah, so this one was really dense. It was pretty great. I love seeing things like being set up and then going into transition of Orochi just breaking them down. It's really fun to have a villain that you just kind of love to hate. I mean, we get that a lot in One Piece, but this guy, he's so schmarmy, and he just he's trying to play the villain who knows everything that's going on and tries to ruin their plans before they happen. And clearly he thinks he's on top of everything, which is not going to be true because it's the Straw Hats and plans don't matter to them anyway. So why should they care when they go wrong? I've seen Frankie build a bridge in 10 seconds. I don't think this is an issue.
Oh my God, you're absolutely right. That's a good callback.
Yeah,
Frankie'd be like, "Is this what you guys are crying about?" Done.
They just gotta ship Frankie to every little bridge real quick. Fine, no problem at all.
I hope that would be cool if what's his name, the guy that fixes doors. He sees that again. He's like, Minatomo-san. He's like, I was wrong about you.
The samurai armor is fantastic. I don't know if it would be better if Chopper has a Wakizashi or not. Either is hilarious. And it's, I don't know, I just really enjoyed this chapter. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Obviously, we're going to find some way to get around all these issues and understand why they didn't show up 2 days later. And we're going into a flashback, so I'm ready for tears. Because that's just what's gonna happen. Because, I mean, this guy is dead, so we know how it ends. But I'm really excited to get there. So yeah, great chapter. I'm excited for next time.
Yeah, I was wondering actually where Usopp was in the samurai armor fitting, and I realized he's with Frankie there because he definitely would have participated.
He's probably so sad he missed it. I hope they brought some for him because he'll just be depressed.
So I was looking at the color spread. Alex is nice enough to send it around here, because it's Usopp, Robin, and Luffy in that. So I'm like, oh, that would be great if. I guess Usopp would wear kind of the same thing, and he looks pretty badass in that color spread too. Alex, what did you?
It's kind of fresh in our minds because this is also in the latest Color Walk Compendium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's true, and now available.
Alex, thoughts on the chapter?
I thought it was great. I'm glad that we sort of got answers to why, what exactly happened during those 2 days, even though we still don't know exactly what happened. One thing I did notice is this could just be the way Oda drew it, but the Thousand Sunnies masthead looks a little funky, right? The two prongs on the bottom. They don't.
Oh, that's weird
to me. Yeah. So I wonder if Frankie built a shitty decoy of Sunny and put it there.
You're probably not. I don't think that's what the. Maybe
I don't know. But they also,
right,
they also bombed the other, I guess the ships too. At Itachi Port. So. Oda loves his little bait and switches. I think it's funny. This is the second time in the last 2 years that we've seen the Sunny get destroyed by something or other.
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm just trying. I guess I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened there.
What happened?
The everybody's samurai armor looks rad. I'm curious to see what everybody's going to be wearing in the final battle. I think it's awesome. Zoro is foregoing that. It seems like he's getting used to Enma quite a bit.
Sorry, just to touch upon that. If
Yeah.
Zoro decides I'm just gonna go in shirtless, Sanji's gonna be like, well, then I'm gonna go in shirtless, and somewhere
I'm gonna go in
Maddie,
pantsless.
Maddie, our good friend Maddie, dies of happiness.
Well, Frankie didn't Sanji say that Frankie was changing his Germa outfit, so he just makes it shirtless.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. It's
It's the same thing.
it's just shirtless. He still has like the kerchief.
Yeah, same exact thing, just no shirt.
Yep.
Actually, maybe he just makes it. Maybe he wanofies it. Like he just makes it look kind of fit in more with the motif. I don't know.
That'd be
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead,
without a
Alex.
shirt.
Without a shirt. Yeah, that's the Wano motif. Alex, did you have anything else about the chapter?
Yeah, I'm glad that Oda didn't forget about Jinbei. It leads me to believe that I mean, like, I would love to see Jinbei make a really cool entrance, but he could make his appearance with the rest of the Straw Hats.
We're still waiting on Cat Viper. I'm pretty convinced he's gonna show up with Marco still.
You think?
And
Because Marco, it didn't seem like he was budging.
until he mentioned Kaido, and I think, wasn't one of the Whitebeard's last orders to his crew was to take care of Straw Hat. And I don't know. I think he's pretty good at letting Luffy do whatever, but like going against Kaido, another Yonko, is pretty big. So I think he might show up, and Jinbei shows up.
You want to hear my stupid theory about Marco and Cat Viper?
Not really.
All right. I don't know. Does anyone watch the What We Do in the Shadows show?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yep, I do.
Why did I get the feeling today that Marco has just become like an energy vampire? So he's just like dull and boring and like just like putting Cat Viper to sleep. And it's like, and today we're just gonna. Well, it's like let me show you how to knit a basket. What we do here is we knit baskets, and then Cat Viper just falls asleep, and I'm like, oh, there was a war.
But by the way, Jill,
Yes.
regarding the Marco stuff, he specifically says, Marco, that like when it cuts away, if you're going to meet with Straw Hat Luffy after this, I've got a message to send along with you, Cat Viper. And he asks, you said he's going to Wano, and so I'm assuming that we'll get that message, but I that makes me even doubt more so that Marco's coming. I feel like Marco has a role to play where he is with the Weevil stuff. There's something Oda was setting up there, and I think is still setting up.
Yeah,
even with
it's
the
hard to say.
upheaval. Yeah,
the Weevil thing is just so weird because now that the Warlords are disbanded, I'm really curious where that whole story goes.
Yeah,
and at this point, I feel like maybe it's just something for Marco to do. I don't know. I'm kind of more fascinated by Weevil than I was when he was first introduced, because now I'm like, where does he fit in with this story?
I'm
Especially with the
fascinated.
rocks thing.
Yeah, I'm fascinated about all that. I just don't like him.
Yes, true.
Well, you don't know him, Zach. And
No, I don't
shouldn't
care.
judge a book by its
It's
disgusting
Weevil.
Mother.
Yeah,
Mother.
disgusting mother.
Disgusting mother.
It's amazing. But the thing is, I will judge a person by their disgusting mother. Alex, anything else?
So I think it's great that we got to see Orochi being really sinister.
Yeah.
He's really proven to be quite the bastard. Flashback time. I'm really looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this ever since the arc started, and I can't wait till next week. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I probably have a couple more things to say, but I'll let everybody go say their piece.
Steve.
Just an interesting point. It's great that we're heading into a flashback and we don't have a week break.
Oh yeah.
Usually that tends to happen. But we're just coming off a break. But I don't know. Everyone said a lot of good things. I kind of just like this motif of the Asakaya. Is it Asakaya?
Akazaya.
Akazaya 9. I just like this motif of them standing on this, standing on the shore, looking out on this storm, and just a lot of solemn faces. Not too many of them, not all of them had like speaking lines. I kind of like how Okiku's just been just this quiet storm
which is suspicious because we can't see her face. I don't know if anyone would replace her.
At the end, you can.
Oh, at the end?
Oh, no. Okiku, you're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking about Shinobu. Yeah.
She hasn't said anything, and she's covered head to toe.
Yeah.
Jill, you're always suspicious.
I am. That's how I get through this life.
I just hope that instead it's not just like, hey, it's me, Luffy. It's like, because I don't know. I don't want it to be like Okiku's like, oh, I have a shift tomorrow. Ooh, can't get anyone to cover. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I have to go save my. It just burned down. I gotta go help.
Other than that, I think I don't see the suspicion. Oh, yeah, I guess I could kind of see what Alex is pointing out with the Sunny, but I think that's the Sunny. Other than that, like, do you ever tend to notice? Seems like when a character goes away in the anime or they're defeated, that they show up again in the manga. Because that's totally what happened with Hold'em. It's like, cool, we're finally done with Hold'em.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is something that happens a lot.
It's like after we finally cool, like after almost fighting, Hold'em finally fought in the anime and he was defeated, and now he's back in the manga.
Yeah, and his face is fine.
Other than that, I enjoy the samurai outfits. I like Oda dropping this like, oh hey, remember Jinbei? Just thought I'd ask.
Just so you remember.
Yeah, setting up for inevitable Jinbei return.
Remembers.
But other than that, I think I would just like to apologize for forgetting characters' names again. But I am super excited for this flashback. I kind of like that Oda has dropped a lot of like little mini flashbacks throughout Wano. Yeah. I like seeing all like the teenage punk versions of the Akazaya 9. So I am I'm looking forward to this being like just like the Goonies of One Piece flashbacks, even though I have not seen the Goonies. I just want to see a bunch of
I'm sorry,
punk.
What?
Wait to
what just happened there?
You never watched the Goonies?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just like a bunch of punk kids.
I don't know if you'd like it.
I don't think I would.
See, I grew up with it, so I love it. But everybody I know who's seen it as an adult doesn't really care for it. It's weird.
I don't know. I just want to see a bunch of punk kids. I don't know. Maybe they ride the bicycles around Wano. I don't know. They solve some mysteries.
Get off my lawn. Yeah. Anything else, Steve?
No. It's a fine chapter, but I think it's set up for which seems to be an incredible chapter on the way. So.
Yeah, I think just to say my piece, that I think the best parts of almost any arc is usually the flashback. I'm trying to maybe not Whole Cake Island, although that Big Bomb flashback
that was good.
One of the highlights. Yeah, that might be. If not the highlight of the arc, it's usually among the highlights of the arc. So I am super psyched to get into this, especially since let's just say Oda has been hyping the shit out of this. In the way that Oda does, that he has talked a lot about it and skimmed the surface a whole bunch of times to the point where literally the Straw Hats have heard this before we have, which is rare. Either we hear it at the same time or usually they don't know. So I'm super excited, and I am curious how crazy his haircut's gonna be. To talk about this chapter, I thought this was actually a very good. I actually like how it skipped around in time and space, and usually I'm not someone who's a huge fan of that. But especially going into the flashback, I think this was an especially well executed chapter. I was like super into it reading it. Love seeing all the Yakuza bosses again that I don't remember any of their names, even though I just looked it up. Love seeing.
Yeah, if you're gonna stump us for a color walk,
easy.
Yeah.
That's an easy question to win on. I love seeing all the minks again, and the minks were some of my favorite characters. I love animals, and animal people make me super happy.
That makes
so
you a furry.
Oh,
So Zach's
I didn't say in that way.
But you did.
I
right?
love animals and animal people.
Anyway, I love Holden's little tummy lion. No,
Zach, by the way, I forgot to ask. Sorry, I'm doing it on the podcast, but did you still want me to reserve a hotel room for Anthrocon next year in Pittsburgh?
Shut up. Did not know that was a thing. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Isn't it wasn't it like the RNC or something at one of the furry conventions once or something?
There's a lot of Nazi furries apparently.
Oh, that's what it is. Like one of those Nazi guys wasn't allowed into the furry convention. That's what it is. Easy to conflate. Anyway, so I love the samurai outfit from Luffy, and I didn't realize how it is literally, I mean, Dimitri hit it on the nose. It's literally the same outfit down to the socks, those weird star socks or whatever is going on there. Like almost all of it's the same, except he didn't have the helmet and the sword is different. So is that the Katetsu 1? I should probably just look that up while I'm here. Yeah, I thought the somber stuff with the Akazaya 9 was super well done. And the reason why I think the structure really works here in going back and then back to the present again, and then back to the past at the very end, is that the stuff with Suru is kind of set up in a really interesting way, and it's really fresh in our minds when Kinemon talks about it. Like, us as readers just read about that 3 pages ago, and so I think it helps bring his potential heartbreak there all the more to the fore. I thought that stuff was really good, and I think Oda's been doing a really good job setting a certain mood with these 9. He's really putting them through the emotional ringer for what we all know is going to probably end up to be something good. Probably.
Zach, I just want to cut in. I was looking at this color spread of Luffy, and he does have the same exact sword. It's on his hip. He just has 2 extra swords.
Oh, you're right.
It's the same exact sword.
Oda, you've done it again.
Wait, I wanted to see what the Katetsu. It is the Katetsu 1, right?
Katetsu 2.
Yeah,
that's what he has.
Right. 2.
Yeah, we don't know what the 1 is yet.
Wait, I want to see what Katetsu 2. That's Nidai and Sandai, right?
Sandai is what Zoro has. Nidai is the one
that's not
that
it.
Luffy took. Yeah, and it's not yet.
That's not that. Yeah. Where did that go?
I don't know. Could be in the care of.
What's it
Luffy
saying?
Tetsu.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say. I really enjoyed this chapter, and I'm super excited to see what comes next. Especially in this flashback. Oh, last thing, Shogun Orochi is such a great villain in that he's fucking things up probably, but he's super sure of himself, and as far as the reader is concerned, he's doing a really good job at being evil. And if his laugh is really mwahahaha, we have found our ultimate villain laugh here, I think, at the end of the day. He is the guy with the stereotypical villain laugh. Any other thoughts from you guys? All right, let's move on into the next. Jill, please.
I was like, I love how absent Kaido is of all this. We don't know what's going on with Kaido or Big Mom at all. This is all Orochi screwing with the Straw Hats and the plans there. So the fact that he's still in the background and things are going on back there is so ominous. I love it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, you also reminded me that in the background of that color spread is a dragon, much like Kaido, except pink. So we've talked about like Momonosuke is the pink dragon, but Yeah, that color spread seems to be more prophetic than we even thought.
And blue fire, like Marco, who will be showing up.
Oh, okay, we're going to move on. These are yours and mine pieced together. So... Let's take your questions, comments, and theories. Let's start on Discord.
Finish that?
Jill, what do we have on Dispiece?
I think I want every piece together segment to start with that.
All right. Oh God, how can I read this now?
What do we have on Dispiece, Jill?
Hold on.
No, I'm not holding on. You're gonna read the Dispiece.
Dispiece.
I broke Jill.
All right. No, that's right. This is Dispiece.
Oh, this is my greatest moment on the podcast in 10 years. Go ahead.
Okay.
You could do it. I have faith in you.
I'm gonna mute you. I can't do this. All right. Grim says, I'm sure you guys have probably mentioned already, but this armor Luffy's wearing is from a past color spread, and Brook looks amazing. Really hope that outfit becomes a figure at some point, which I agree, please.
Ooh, yeah.
Also, flashbacks might have made it a little obvious, but I'm guessing Jinbei came in with the last second save for both the ship and everyone else. I didn't think that, but I would hope for that because that's just what I want.
What if Jinbei only shows up in the flashback?
What? Just like in the background of Wano?
Yeah, he just like walks by. He
Oh
doesn't say
no, I've
anything.
gone too far back.
Wait, is he quantum leaping now?
I love how Jinbei will just never really be able to join the Straw Hats, and it gets weirder and weirder. How he
I just like how Jinbei has quantum leap powers now.
Forget about the other art. We're gonna do quantum Jinbei. Oh.
And the other question this week is from Stella. This is probably the funniest chapter of all today's Jump releases. Is it just me, or does the knot on Odin's back seem exceptionally powerful? P.S. Grant has been rubbing off on me. The smiling Robin gives me life. And that Robin is very cute. So, we talked about how she's like a mom on a.
Yeah, I'm waiting until May of 2020 when he catches up, and he's like, "Look at this smiling Robin. That's amazing." And we'll be like, "Yeah, we talked about you." What's the next one?
Don't have to be so angry, man. Yeah, join our Patreon.
That's the last of this piece.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Like you.
Let's go to emails.
Email.
Is that Alex or Steve?
Yeah, Ed's not here. I have to pick up.
No,
the
I'm glad someone is. Jeffrey has one. He says, "What silly gags or Japanese quirks would you like to see kept in the live action One Piece show? It could be from the manga or the anime." For Jeff, he hopes it is Panda Man, the surprise faces, and the chopsticks up the nose.
Oh man, if the surprise faces are there, I hope it's like some Kung Fu Hustle style like cartoonery.
Oh my god. I'm hoping for Panda Man.
Anyone else?
What was the question again?
Like what stuff from like basically gags and quirks and stuff from the comic would you want to see in the live action
Or
One
the
Piece?
anime. Yeah.
Luffy's impression of Sanji. That was always a classic for me.
Yeah.
I think just Zoro and Sanji's interaction as a gag in general, I think, is something I think would be really good and important.
I like Buggy's posturing, like his like talking to himself. His whenever Buggy has like an inner thought, except he basically just talks aloud to himself.
So you're saying you don't want another grim remake of a clown-related villain?
I'm pretty fucking sick of Batman altogether right now. So
We live in a society where the four emperors have all the wealth, and pirates like me
Yeah.
He didn't get hit by a boat. He got hit by society. I haven't seen the joke. I heard it's fine.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all making fun of a movie we haven't seen. Next on Reddit. I don't care, Steve, if you saw it.
Won't need to know.
We doing Reddit now?
Yeah. Oh, are you doing it, Alex? Or you have it open?
Oh, so one email. I got it open. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of email. Most of it was the Stump OPP thing, which we're going to be doing next week.
Great.
Starting next week. Yeah.
Okay, good. TC Baslin says, "Hey OPP, do you think the flashback for Odin will be the entire third act, most of it, or part of it? Also, my fiance and I are planning our honeymoon to Japan. Any suggestions?"
I have a giant itinerary. It 100% for the Japan thing. It 100% depends on what you're interested in. I'm assuming you like One Piece, so if both of you like One Piece, or you know what, screw her. It's just her honeymoon. No, go to One Piece Tokyo Tower if you could sneak off, or if both of you like it. That's definitely the One Piece site.
She'll thank you for it.
She'll understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I mean it completely depends what you're into. I don't know about you two, but Nara was really cool, and I feel like that would be super cool as a honeymoon thing, even though it's definitely touristy. I like deer, so
Yeah.
it was a cute town. Where we went in the Alps was unbelievable. I think that's a great spot.
I love that so much.
Takayama, yeah.
Takayama and Kamikochi specifically.
Yes.
Which is like Japanese touristy, which is not like there. So everyone there was like a Japanese tourist, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It was still
if you want to
really
get out
cool.
of the city, like by all means do it. Like it's like night and day. It's not crowded, and it's quite relaxing and serene.
And we saw Dimitri there. I mean, Dimitri, do you have any? I guess, were you just in Tokyo?
I was. What do you mean, just in Tokyo?
Yeah.
No, I mean like you went other. Did you just stay in Tokyo, or did you go other places?
No, I arrived on that day. I was like a few hours in my hotel, and then I decided
to
go to Tokyo Tower. And yeah, I didn't even have the time to figure out how the train station works, and also I had to take a cab, otherwise I would.
Oh yeah. We just dragged you straight there.
Yeah, basically.
Did you leave Tokyo after that though, or you were in the city for your trip?
After I met you guys at the tower, I went to all the different places. I visited a lot of many things. I was with a tour guide. I visited a lot of things, and I went to Mount.
Cool.
Kind of shrine. I don't know what shrine it was, but it was very beautiful to see. I went another time to Tokyo Tower myself to explore things there, and I tasted a lot of different foods because I wanted to taste as much Japanese food as I could, like ramen and rice crackers and all that. Fun time.
Those are the two big ones.
Yeah. I would say go to Tsukiji Market if you're going to Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
I'd spend an entire day eating food there. So
I'm not much of a
Dimitri, go ahead.
lover. Sorry.
Oh, you're not a big fish person?
Never liked fish anyways.
Oh.
But it was not.
Japan's a dangerous place.
There was lots of other.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, get a JR pass though. If you're there, that gives you the freedom to really, go places on a whim around the country. So the second question, or the first question, was, do you think the flashback for Odin will be the entire third act? I was wondering this too. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think Oda might be going for just a 3-act structure, but I would say part of it, because generally flashbacks don't last for more than a volume, you know?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to add there? Otherwise, I'm going to move on.
No.
All right. Rowanowski, another flashback-related question. What Odin flashback reveals are you looking forward to the most? Time aboard Whitebeard or Roger's crew? The courtship between him and Toki? How he turned from ruffian to beloved daimyo? All of the younger versions of our favorite Wano peeps? I personally can't wait to get more info on Lady Toki.
I want to see his hair.
What was it?
Just want to see his hair. Just want to know what's up.
I just want to get beyond the silhouette phase of this relationship.
Yeah, I want him to lose the symbiote already.
He's walking around giving people finger guns.
Oh my god.
Going to hot jazz clubs.
Now dig on this.
Getting laughed at by ladies.
Oh god, now he's in the jazz club. Get the pigs and the boars out of here. I don't want to see this.
However, the pigs and the boars are just like, we just can't go anywhere in peace.
I'm just trying to live my life. My pig and boar life.
Oinkity, oink, oink. Okay, this is a question from Steven, so I'll skip it. But the second part says, do y'all think with the Odin flashback starting from 39 years ago, we will see the God Valley incident, which happened 38 years ago, given Odin's history with the people involved?
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
This comes from Jacobs to Sweet, by the way.
I kind of felt like Sengoku's PowerPoint presentation was kind of a prelude to the Odin stuff, since they specifically mention it at the end, and then we get a little bit in the next chapter. So that'd really be a great payoff for that chapter.
Yes, and it would also give some insight into the relationship between Big Mom and Kaido when they were on the same crew. And Rocks, yeah. So that is a really excellent point. I didn't even think about that.
Actually, one thing. Sorry.
Oh, no,
what did you
was
say,
that,
Dimitri? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if Kaido, like maybe he was a big follower of Roxy Sebek and wanted to carry out Sebek's wishes to. I think Sebek's wishes was also like finding the One Piece and become world One Piece. So I'm wondering if Kaido is doing all this stuff in Wano, carry out Sebek's legacy or something.
Well, the One Piece wasn't a thing till Roger died.
Right.
But I do remember Kaido basically saying like stuff was going to destroy the world, so I could see that coming out from.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let's see here. ATLA for Life says, after this chapter, I found myself having a little more respect for Orochi as a character. The fact that he recognizes a rebellion and shuts it down before it even begins is something you don't see often in fiction, plus it adds to the despair of the Alliance. I have a feeling this is going to be the most desperate place the Straw Hats have been against an opponent. Also, Steven, you missed an extra joke for Roger's Bounty. If you take Roger's Bounty and divide it by Roger's Bounty, you get 1 for One Piece. So, it's kind of funny.
You did miss that, to be fair.
Wow.
Yeah, way to go, Steven.
Yeah.
So Falcon Gal says, yeah, no Jinbei still. So how do you think he'll make his appearance during the battle? I predict he will do something along the lines of Impel Down, but instead of a fleet of whale sharks, he comes in heroically on a squad of carp.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I like.
That would be cool.
Greg posited that he'll ride in on a giant Hokusai wave, which I think would be fucking tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he'll say, hang 10 for Straw Hat number 10.
Do you guys
the 4 Kids One Piece?
It's part of the extended version of the rap. That reminds me of that color spread. I don't remember what it was called, but the one with Luffy on the wave. Remember? Like it was one of the few vertical color spreads.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I want to see Jinbei coming in. Oh no, didn't we do a we definitely had an episode image with Jinbei surfing from like way back, like from many
They're-
years ago.
In the
Yeah.
Kabuki play, if I'm remembering correctly, and it's been a while, didn't Jinbei just have a surfboard that he gave to Luffy?
No,
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if Jinbei gave that to Luffy. Luffy just had a magical surfboard.
That might
That-
be it.
Did you were there at the screening, right?
Yeah.
Jill? Yeah, I just remember when that was like in the PowerPoint presentation, and a lot of us just started snickering because we're like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, how could I forget Luffy's magic surfboard?"
Oh, now I'm trying to remember when we had an image of Jinbei on a surfboard.
This
I'll
is
find
like
it.
years ago.
Yeah,
years
this is
and
at
years ago, but
least
I'm
from
talking
like
about
2015 or something. Yeah, go ahead.
Next, you mean?
Yeah, the next question.
All right. Upfire says Odin, those thick calves and quads. One of the only One Piece characters that trains legs and can read poneglyphs. Not a coincidence. Void Sentry is clearly when the world knew how to do a proper back squat.
That information on how to do the proper back squat is on one of the poneglyphs, just so everyone knows.
Yep.
It's just a P90X routine that's been written on all of these over the years.
Yeah, that's the one it said on. That's the one that was on Skypea. She's like, Robin's just like, this is just CrossFit.
Right? And like recipes for like protein shake squares. I don't even know what the hell's this about. I'm just gonna tell everybody it was mysterious.
Yeah. All right, so this is Lord Nemo 593. Hey, OPP, follow up from last time with Yonko for Emperor's questions. What is your guys' least and most favorite first Yonko commander? Marco, Ben Beckman, King, the best brother that has never lied on his back, the Holy Donut Katakuri, or Jesus Burgess.
This one has a favorite, I think.
And this time I won't get
Is this favorite or least favorite?
favorite
What about
and
both?
least favorite.
Yeah, I think both.
I love Katakuri. I mean, I'm a huge Whole Cake Island fan, but I love how much of a foil he is to Luffy. Just the donuts thing is so funny. It's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah,
So
I love the donuts thing. Until the donuts came in, I was not a huge Katakuri fan. And I'm like, oh, this guy gets me.
Yeah, the donut thing is phenomenal, and I love King's design, but we just don't know anything about him really.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he
Mhm.
might be great. I don't know. I like Ben Beckman, but we also don't know anything about him. Jesus Burger, which I like as his new name. I'm definitely calling him that from
Jesus
now on.
Burger.
That's what
I hate
the co-
Jesus burgers. There's a place in UCSB that's like this Christian like fellowship that gives out free burgers to all the drunk people on this party street.
Wait,
and it's
wait.
the greatest burger I've ever eaten.
So I'm Jewish, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are Jesus burgers cut up meat made of Jesus?
So
that-
I don't know, but I
They're
can't tell
crackers.
you. They give you.
They're
they
just a
give
bunch
you-
of crackers. In a...
They put the mustard in the shape of a cross, and then the ketchup in the shape of a heart. And it is. I met members of the Atheist Club in line for it, so I can tell you right now it's the best burger I've ever eaten.
Well, you know what? Hey, good food is hard to pass up, regardless of the moral implications.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah. Well, there's some, but yeah.
So yeah, our
Eucharist
favorite,
burger.
our favorite second, first commanders, whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
First commander. Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna say Katakuri because the donuts thing is what got him over. But shout out to Ben Beckman for when he showed up at Marineford, because I was like, ooh, it's Ben Beckman.
Ooh, Ben.
Ben is great in every scene. He's only in like 3 scenes, but he's
Yeah.
good in all of them.
he
But
makes him count though. He's like, I'm gonna put this cigarette out in this guy's forehead.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
that
going
was
to fire
cool.
this gun. I'll just gonna bludgeon people with it.
That's a bat.
He's
Oh.
awesome.
No,
great.
By the way,
Ben-
the
Ben
only
Beckman's an
reason why
unchecked badass.
that Ben Beckman scene is only cool because of Kizaru saying that.
Oh no, Ben Beckman.
I also want to give a shout out to Marco. We hated him when we originally did the manga, but that was only because of the terrible translations at the time, to be fair. So like when I reread the series, I'm like, oh, he's not that bad.
the
He was
scams are-
trying. Yeah, the scans made him really seem like he was crappy at his job.
A dick. No, not just crappy at his job, but
And-
also
and
he
a
didn't even
dick.
want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I gotta save Ace now. Bleh.
Yeah. Oh, and
God.
his younger brother. Who cares about that guy? But yeah, Marco. I have to say, my favorite Marco is Marco with glasses. Retired
Doc-
Marco and his. Yeah, I like.
Probably
Doc
misses
Marco.
those glasses.
that.
Not to be confused with Dr. Marco from Full Metal Alchemist.
Also, by the way, Marco with glasses kind of reminds me of Homer Simpson with glasses, and that is a character that it's like, why is he wearing those?
Yeah,
reading.
wait, you think he needs glasses? He's a fucking phoenix. Like,
Yeah,
is
can he
his eyesight
just,
that
like-
bad?
Yeah, can't once his eyesight dies, can he just regrow new eyesight?
That's not how
I,
that works.
didn't know phoenixes were Namekians. What is this? What's going on?
I think it's the other way around. I think Namekians are types of phoenixes. What's the next question?
All right. Well, let's see here. Nivers _ says, and a follow-up to my last question, do you think Sakazuki was at the Battle of God Valley and could have been a chore boy with Dragon in the Navy, since they're both the same age? And if Rox was breaking taboos like using poneglyphs for evil, I guess that would explain why he would kill Ohara civilians and his belief in absolute justice.
There's a lot of theory there.
Th-
Like
that's
that's
a
How
chunk.
old is
dense.
Sakazuki?
I don't have my Viva cards in front of me.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, we don't know
over
Dragon
there.
was in the Navy either, right? That's never been.
It's a
That's
theory.
not a thing. That's a theory, right? I mean, I
no,
guess
we don't know
it's,
that. Yeah.
I guess it's totally possible, but it's like also
Wow!
like
Holy crap! Nuh-uh.
what? How old is he?
Okay. Okay. Thank God. Okay. I typed into Google how old is Sakazuki and it said 33, and I was like, no. As a vice admiral, he's 33, but currently
Okay,
in
good.
the manga he is 55.
Okay, good.
I was gonna
Thank
say,
God.
I'm like, there's no way he's 33.
All that anger
He's
just
a
gives you
Gundam
wrinkles.
character. God.
Oh my God! Wait, how old
All
is
right.
Char?
Char is 27.
All right,
If
let's
I
move on to the
remember-
next question.
What?
please.
No, is it
Really?
27?
Jesus.
No, hold on. Let's see.
Oh, gosh, there we go. Going down this rabbit hole here.
Yeah, I think Char is 27 in during the 1 year war.
What's the next question?
He
Okay.
looks good.
Yeah. He's the same age as Dozel, which is stupid. Anyway,
Who the hell's Dozel?
Dozel Zombie piloted the Big Zom.
You're saying a lot of words, and none of them are making any sense.
I only know Shark of the cosplayer.
Did
I
you-
don't know anything else.
Did you just call him the Big Zom?
Are you
Big Zom.
okay? Are you having a stroke?
I'm having a stroke.
Guys, do you smell toast? Okay, here's our final Reddit question from Pink Chorizo. Now that we're starting the Odin flashback, which part of it? I think we already covered this one actually. Which part of his past would you like to see Oda develop the most? Yeah, we got that question already. But the bonus question is: have you seen the classic anime Saint Seiya? If not, I recommend it because it's been added on Netflix recently. And it was-
Something to marathon.
Yeah.
Now I have something to watch.
Yeah, Saint
The word
Seiya
you're
was in
looking
Jump.
for is binge.
And it apparently was super huge in Latin America during the 90s, and according to this poster, easily the most popular after DBZ. So there's a anime recommendation for everybody. Go on Netflix and watch Saint Seiya.
It's very retro, and it's a bunch of pretty guys with crazy powers punching each other and like making token references to Greek mythology.
I would like
that
to
sounds
bring
fun.
up something about Odin's flashback. Isn't Toki from the past? Like, because I would love to
Yeah.
find out more about where she came from. Because
Oh, yeah.
that would be really interesting.
She is, and you are right. That Toki provides a lot of probably some of the most potential in a character there. Yeah, I'm super interested. Plus, she was silhouetted, which means she has to show up here.
It's
at
true.
some
It's
point.
Bonnie.
Oh my God. Okay, Alex, it's time to.
Piece the tweet. Yeah.
You did
It's time for
this
piece the
good.
tweet.
Yeah.
I listen to the show as well as I bend to record it. So I've listened to Ed do this a bajillion times. I feel like I got it. All right. This is from Lime Lizard. In the One Piece world, who would get second and third place at a best beard convention? Bunny Beard of Kaido Pirates would obviously win.
Oh yeah. I mean
second,
that's an easy.
Best beard.
Best beard. Who's got the best beard?
It's between Blackbeard and Brownbeard and Pinkbeard and Peachbeard. These are all real characters.
Yorul had like it's Yorul, right? He had an amazing beard.
Oh yeah, that was a beard.
Beardfall,
Yeah.
whatever the hell his name
that
was.
a beard.
Yeah.
Yarul
Rayleigh's
and
is really
Jarul.
small, but it's like really precise. I like the lines in Rayleigh's.
Or maybe it was Ja Rule because he's
Did
the
you
one
say
that got.
Ja Rule and Ja Rule?
Yeah, that was
Here
it.
is Ja at the fire festival.
It's Jarl and Ja Rule, I think. Ja Rule.
Jarul. That's how it's spelled. That's how I choose to pronounce it.
It's pronounced like Scandinavian, like a
Yorul.
lot.
Like
Yeah.
Jarul the Scandinavian.
Ural, the Ural juror. Here's the Zackle.
Yeah.
That
See, it's just it just gets confusing though because Ja Rule is the one that didn't get murdered.
You guys did piece the tweet last week, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to repeat any questions
No,
from
yeah,
13.
don't. We've been doing this forever. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
He's not asking for permission. He's just he's asking
No,
to
I think we
confirm
did
that
them
we don't
already.
repeat anything.
All right, well, we
Yeah,
only have a couple more anyway. Andrew C. Miller says, who does Odin think he is? Just clanking and clonking down the Capitol pantsless? Does that mean I can walk through Manhattan pantsless? That sounds like a question for you, Zach.
So you could actually walk down Manhattan shirtless. That is allowed. No matter your gender, but you cannot do it pantsless. No. That is a crime,
Nice.
and I would not recommend it. Unless you're Frankie, and it's like that kind of pantsless. There's the naked cowboy, right? In
Officer, it's okay. I'm
Square?
Frankie
Oh, please
Please,
move
officer.
along.
of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Oh,
My
of course.
card.
It's just a wanted poster.
I'm gonna just take you to jail now.
Yeah, hand him a card of his wanted poster that says "Wanted, dead or alive."
But it's General Frankie.
This looks nothing like you.
Sir, first off, this looks nothing like you. Second off, even if it did look like you, this says that you were actually wanted by the police and we should take you in. Third off, you're coming in with us. Okay.
So this is a
what's the next
robot.
question?
If Frankie got carded, they would have such a hard time with him. So you are not 36. So
No, I'm 37.
Gee.
He only gets cola. He doesn't get booze anyways.
yeah. True. G says, I suspect we'll get a flashback chapter and still not know what happened to the Straw Hats next week. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
How
think
it
We're in
works.
a full flashback.
we're in full flashback
I think we're in
mode.
full flashback mode. This might be many chapters. This feels like a long one.
Yep.
What's next?
Usopp the Great gives us our final piece of tweet for tonight. With the ports and bridges gone, I'm convinced more than ever of the idea that they're going to fly in for the attack.
You think Sunny
Yeah,
just
I love that.
like that explosion was actually just Sunny taking off.
Oh, yeah.
Bartolomeo showed up and put a giant shield in front of it.
I
Jinbei
expect-
showed up. Oh shit, maybe Jinbei did just show up there, and that's what saved it.
Wadatsumi, once again.
Yeah, exactly in the same way.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that does it for Piece the Tweet. So,
that'll do it. Let's round off.
womp womp.
This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 591 for October 20th, 2019. Alan, where could the good people find you?
I am on Twitter at Kenji Salk, and you can also get updates on the games that me and my creative partner are developing at Doxand.com. That's DAXND.com. We also have all the social media channels for that as well. But yeah, you can find out about the Space Pirate adventure game that my creative partner and I are making. Very influenced by One Piece, as well as Venture Brothers and a bunch of other stuff, space opera anime, stuff like that. And yeah, we're hoping to get that shipped sometime next year. And yeah, you can if you want to add to our Patreon, also we have that. So if you want to give me a few bucks to help us make that happen, that would be super awesome too.
To be fair, it sounds like you made this game specifically for Steve.
It's Monkey Island with relationship management stuff from Persona and Mass Effect. So
Wow.
if that helps,
for me.
add a few extra check boxes on the side there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, Alan, for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. And also big thanks to Dimitri for coming on. Since it is some insane hour in the morning where he is in Belgium, he decided to take off. Actually, I said he should because, you know, again, insane hour. Where could the good people find you, Alex?
You can find me on Twitter at !, all one word. Please listen to Tohoyaro, the Japanese Film Club podcast that I do with Joey and Scott. And at Weeb Simpsons for some quality shit posts. And that about does it from me.
Jill, where could the good people find you?
You can find me at Piratess on Luck on Twitter. I just finished my entire rewatch of the One Piece anime as of yesterday, just in time for the 20th anniversary. So I've got a thread of pretty much my entire live tweets there if anyone wants to take a look.
Steve,
You're incredible.
Where could the good people find you?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Steve Yurko is my name and the username. And listen to me on other podcasts. Listen to me on The Deep End with Matt J. And then listen to me on Tune Sweet with our good friend Doctor.
And who wants to do the round off? Who is confident enough to do that?
I'm drawing.
Alex?
What?
Do you want to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. No. I don't know. I'm not Ed.
Hey, you can
never
find
will
us.
be.
I'll give it
know.
a shot. I don't even think I could do it well, even though I've been listening to this for literally 10 plus years. Okay, you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Check out there. We have all new drawings from... Steve did some really incredible drawings this week, which we'll preview off of Patreon too, but you need to subscribe to Patreon just for that. That's only for $3 up. We also have a special exclusive...
Zach is really mad that we didn't use a particular drawing this week.
I am very mad about that. Two of them, actually. There were like two that I'm very upset we did not use. But, you know, that's how it is. Yeah. We also have a new episode of Crewing Around, which was a really good one. Last week, Jill was on for that. We also have our really ridiculous, what do we call it now? The Davy Jack fights?
Jack fight.
Davy Jack fight, yeah.
Yeah.
From now on, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. So,
Thank you to David Bednar for that awesome name.
We also, the hell else is going on? Please subscribe to us on Patreon. We're on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/One Piece Podcast. We're on Spotify. We are on TuneIn Radio. We are on, I should really know that. Stitcher.
Everything's on Stitcher.
Everything's on
Stitcher.
No, you do have to like apply to be on Stitcher, I think. We're on really any podcatcher you have, Google Play. We're on
Subscribe,
Apple,
rate, and review on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. We're on email. You can just find us. Type in One Piece Podcast. You could do it. You could also call us at our phone number. That's 347-497
Maji.
That phone number again is 347-497-6254. Call anytime. With your questions, comments, theories, or places you could lock up your pigs or boars when Odin comes to town. This was a really great episode, you guys. We have been recording forever because we also recorded two very special interviews, which will be coming for Romance Dawn. which is our segment where we talk to new fans or fans who aren't quite caught up yet about their love of One Piece and anime and manga. Those are going to be coming before the end of the year. We're going to, I hate doing it, we're going to forego our trivia this week. And I know Jill is extremely disappointed.
I'm just gutted about that.
Gutted about it. I will announce.
Wait a second, that doesn't sound like Jill. I unmask her. Joey Weiser!
Hey guys, it's me, Joey.
That's your impression of Joey? Okay, but before we go, I want to mention some of the amazing guests we have coming up on the One Piece podcast. On the 24th, we have a very special episode with Colleen. We mentioned that. Matt Cohen returns for the first time this year on October 27th. I believe he also returned recently for the first time in a while on Macaulay Culkin's Bunny Ears podcast. You can check that out, I'm sure. God's Will.
I'll give this as a warning now with Matt. He might use this as a stage to have a bone to pick with Nico Robin. So, heads up.
What did Nico Robin do?
A sexy way or like a
he's like her way? He doesn't like her.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like Robin.
I don't like him.
Don't like him.
Yeah,
he left.
We also have God's Will. He comes on November 3rd. We have David Bednar on November 10th. Roger's Base November 17th, and Jill here returns on November 24th for Kuja cast. Which
I wasn't cracking up, I was sneezing.
Thanks,
Jill,
Steve.
this is finally kind of the fruition of your podcast that you won for guessing when Zoe ended, just to give you an idea of how long this has been. What do we have in store on November 24th? Jill, I'm sure you've planned out the whole thing.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be talking and a podcast about One Piece with women talking.
It's gonna be all women. So there you go. November 24th. That's that. Until next week, everyone. My name is Zach.
My name is Steve.
My name is Alex.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bring us back to the Kozuki days. And on the bottom here,
it's like Happy Days.
Those Kozuki days are yours and mine. Kozuki days.
And it's Kinemon in a leather jacket going,
Hey.
Hey.